All right, folks and folkettes. Alrighty. We got the old cup of Joe right here. We got the old purified water. Feeling proper, folks. Feeling proper. Welcome back to the Code Chronicles. This is episode, I believe, 38. I think we're 38 deep. I cannot believe the amount of growth that's happened. It's a humbling process, and it's still a small number. But for me, I'm so impressed. I had my goals of like 30 subscribers or 10 subscribers, and to be at 240 as of today, it's pretty phenomenal, guys. I'm super grateful. It's really cool that I can build software and people are watching. So again, thank you so much. I genuinely can't express my gratitude enough because, yeah, I've had a lot of moments of building things in life and not having anybody watch it or listen to it. So this is pretty cool for me. I'm gonna pop this off screen real quick. I've been fixing some of our bugs. Let me see. Next back, we'll say. I'm just in the portfolio here, backend, or excuse me, the environment file. So obviously, I don't want to show you guys all of that. That's obviously not good to do. It's kind of private keys and all that stuff, especially with this because I do at some point plan on taking it to production, right? To deploy it all and make it you know what I mean, a whole shtick. So yeah, but I've done a few edits. I fixed some of our bugs. I fixed the split environment issue. That took a little bit of wrestling, if you will, a little bit of wrestling and wrestling. For those who are new to the series, I should introduce myself before we dive in and give you the get up on what we're building and everything. So first of all, welcome to the Code Chronicles. It's a task manager. The task manager itself is it's like a Jira, like a Kanban, and we're building kind of these custom components. Oh, you know what? I wonder if some of the changes did break. It looks like some of the changes I made did break what I had done behind the scenes. So maybe I'll have to fix that real quick. Let's see what I can do. But this is a task manager, like I said, similar to Jira and Kanban, where we have tasks. We're gonna have all these we do have all these fun things that should be working. If this is your first time seeing it, come back or go to the previous episode. There should be all of this stuff working. I'm unsure to why it isn't. We're getting an Axios error, so a little more debugging. So schema. Because I had just got it back to where we could run our push command where it runs through a lint and then type checks. And then we get all these lint errors saying, hey, you need to fix this, fix this, fix this. And then it runs through a type check. If it doesn't pass the lint, it won't push the code. So the idea is it runs through the linter, then the type check to make sure our code quality is good, our code data is good, and then it also does a build to make sure our production can still be deployed, or our application can still be deployed. And then finally, if all those checks happen, then it pushes the code to GitHub. So it's kind of this quality code check. It was our npm run push command. I could show you guys that again. But the reason why we couldn't use it for the longest time was because we had some environmental variable issues. We were using an environment local and an env file. So there were some issues there. But so it lents number one, npm run lent. Then it does a type check. And then it does a build right here. And then it commits and pushes. So before fixing, it looks like there's two issues, I believe. Let's do this npm run push and let's fix all of these errors real quick. Shouldn't take too long, and those aren't going to be the errors associated to this. I have a strong feeling. So base task tables never used in page. Let's go ahead and see. I think that's just projects page. Yep. So let's remove that. Let's clean up our component a little bit. So that one's done. Let's do task category. We have some console logs. That's against our linter. We're not using the crypto UUID to generate IDs. Let's go to the base button, it looks like. Looks like we have some errors there. Base bar chart as well. One of the two. Let's pop in. Let's see, where's the errors? Where's the errors? What was it? Base bar chart. Line is assigned but never used. Okay, let's look for line. I see, boom, never used. Okay, let's get rid of it. So our linter checks for any code that's not used, any imports that aren't used, any console logs in the file. It'll throw errors for, or warnings, one of the two. So let's do one more time, npm run push. Let's check for these lint errors. We should see less now, but there's still a few. So we have these 5-ish left, something like that. Let's see. Boom, our React mouse event. Ooh, what happened here? We'd spent some time fixing this. So let's see. E is defined but never used. I thought we used it. No. So what if we just removed it with that? Because I thought we used it for, thought it was used for something, right? Some sort of functionality. I'm hesitant on that one. Hesitant on that. We used it for stop propagation. That's right. So let's try this for now. But I, again, hesitant on it because we did use that omission to stop propagation. But I guess if it's an emitted function, we could stop propagation in the thing it's emitting from. It makes sense. So handle remove hover on card. Okay. Task ID. It looks like it's never used. Okay. That makes sense because that's just handling the hover state of some of these cards. Oh, we can't see them. That's just handling the hover state of the cards. When the cards aren't when the task is too long, I'll be able to show you guys in a sec if we can get this back up and running. But when the title of the task is too long, I hide it, and then when you hover your mouse over it, it'll show the remaining of the card. So how I do that is I have a handle hover over card function where I pass in the task ID, and I'm just conditionally rendering. Yeah, we're not going to be able to see it because we have some errors here, some Axios errors. So let me put a pin in that. Let's do it. But basically, I just pass the task ID into an array or into a string to say this is where my mouse is hovering over this specific task. And then when I pop off that task, I fire off this function handle remove hover over card. But I guess it doesn't need to know exactly what task ID it is. It can just simply do it. So I mean, it can simply just remove all task being hovered. So let's see, we're having another error. I have a feeling it's in one of these functions. Let's see, base column, index, base columns key. No, unless it's in one of these. No, not those two. What about these? No, went over those. Okay, maybe our template functions. No, don't see it in the first one. Let's check the second. I don't see it there either. Okay, how about our task cards? Give it, ooh, there it is. Okay, remove task ID. So handle remove, okay, that would make sense because we just changed that. So didn't fix our errors all the way though. And maybe we don't even need to do this. We could just pop it in like that. Obviously, we want to double check, make sure that's working, but we can't do that right now without access to our application. So let's run line again, see where this last error is in the base column component. And then we also have the base columns, it looks like. Ooh, okay, so error, there's an apostrophe on, is it line 299 or line 18 when it says 299.18? Oh, right there, boom. you are. How about that? We'll just hit the Grammarly with them. You know what I mean? Keep it simple. We could have done the escape, but that's fine. And what's the error here? Oh, we can no longer accept column index. We aren't passing that in anymore into base column. So what else? Missing key prop. Nope, it should be right there. Column header, task store column header. Missing key prop for element is iterator. Oh, I see. Right there, boom. Needs to be on the parent element, not the child. Okay, so that's those two. Let's go ahead and lint one more time. We're cleaning up the code base. And I took a lot of extra code out as well, just behind the scenes, or at least some extra code, right? Because that can happen. That can happen while we're just engineering and moving and grooving. You kind of forget. You kind of forget what you're working on, and it's just part of the development cycle, you know. So this is part of it. Just maintaining the code base, I would say. We have another error, and I think we should be good on all of our lint errors. So that should be all of our lints. So now when we run this command, it's going to go through our lint, make sure the code quality is good. We have no console logs, no imports. It's all following all the rules we established. So it passed. We got the check, no ESLint warnings or errors. Now it's going to do the type check to check all of our stuff. Custom function, this was the void function I was talking about that I was very skeptical of not using. Yeah, type e dot mouse event void is not assignable to type void. So that was one of them that I was not comfortable with. But that looks like our only type error, and everything else looks proper. It's just the same custom void function 4 or 5 times over because we're using that as a base button component. So it's used in 4 or 5 different files. So let's reinstantiate it. Let's think of a play of what to do here. I think what we can do is just put the ESLint, disable that, boom. Just for this file, or we can even do it just for this line, right? So we could even just do it for this, right? Maybe pop this up here so it looks a little cleaner, or even put it at the bottom, right? So that way it just ignores that because we understand what's going on. It needs the event to stop the propagation in the parent components. When we're clicking using that base button in parent components, we're simply just using that E to stop propagation. All stop propagation means is we don't want the button to click through the DOM. That's it. We just want it to stop right there. So let's see, custom function. Oh, our type check is still not liking that. So it ignores the ESLint, but the type check doesn't pass that. So how can we declare our type check rules to do a similar thing? Custom function. Fine. Let's try one more time. So we're passing the length, I believe, still, right? Yep, no ESLint errors. And then we go to the type check. Tell me there's not just error after error. Okay, so base button, let's see. Oh, that is frustrating. Let's see, base project percentage completed. Let's go ahead and find the area where we're using it. It's all of these modals and stuff where we're saying, hey, use this function. But I guess in this function, technically, I think we can say E right here, right? Or can we do it here and then just say E and just E dot stop propagation, I believe. Custom function, E, and then this would actually be React mouse event. Let's see, React mouse event, excuse me. E stop propagation, that's what I thought it was. So it's not liking it, cannot find E event, right? Won't that, I'll say that's 2 arguments instead of 1, right? Or can we do project name stop propagation? Would that work technically? If we did this and React, I don't think that would, right? No. Okay. So let's figure out the error with the type then. I think that's going to be the easiest way, is just maintain the structure. We just need to figure this out. So type boom promise.void is not assignable. Oh, is that the issue? So boom, we'll just plug that in as well as one of our types for the base button. So we'll wrap it in boom, and let's see if that helps. Type promise.void is not assignable to, we popped it in right there for you. Type promise is not assignable to promise void. Love-hate relationship with TypeScript, right? Promise void. Oh, boom. Looks like we solved the error there. Okay, let's see if that did it in the other files. We added all those extra things. So we passed the lint, I believe. Boom. We're up in the code quality, which is awesome. We have no any types. That's one of our rules. Let's see type error. Okay, we have more of these custom functions. So we'll just go ahead and promise void. I think this error is just going to be it needs to be wrapped like that. I'm sure. Oh, maybe not. Okay. Base modal. Let's see what this one's chirping us for. Custom function. Let's go ahead and steal it. React e.mouse event is not assignable to. Again, we actually do have that in the thing. So why is it not? Type signature provides too few arguments, expected 1 or more, but got 0. So this is the largest spot where we're using the e-stop propagation. So I wonder if we now pass an e right here like this. Oh, okay. So there we go. Let's go ahead and do that for all of them. See if our modals all still work. And we really need to refactor this anyways, because the base button, the reason why we did it this way instead of passing in an icon, all this is weirdly, we're choosing a switch out of like 5 options, saying like option 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5, and we put the hard template in the actual base modal. Reason is because when we passed in an icon or just passed in a prop, like if we just did like button text, right? When we layered the modals on top of each other, we were getting so many warnings in the console because it was like a modal on top of a modal or something. So, and the reason is because it should not be this convoluted. It really should just be like this for the entire thing, right? And then get rid of all that. That should be our base button. But again, like I said, for some reason, it was being so just picky with us. So that's why we kind of opted for this indirect approach. But I'm very happy to relook at it and refactor it. I think there's a huge opportunity there. Just lighten the code base a little bit more. So boom, we passed the lint check still. Let's see if we can finally pass the type check. Come on. We haven't done one of these in a while. Oh, and it passed the type check. Amazing. So we passed the lint code quality, data quality's there. Looks like production quality should be there. If we pass the type check, we should be able to build. Let's see, loaded env warning for production, image optimization. Okay, that's just kind of like optimization stuff, not a huge deal. We could definitely do that on production or on deployment down the road. And it looks like we're getting a build out of this. So this is awesome, guys. This is I know we haven't seen a lot of stuff on the application side, but the reason for a lot of this is because, again, we haven't done one of these in 10 episodes, unfortunately, maybe even more, where we haven't ran a build and a push command to the GitHub. I've done a lot of push commands to the GitHub, but nothing with code quality checks. Nothing. It was all kind of being forced because we had that environmental bug. So I'm happy to have ironed that out. But it looks like we still have some functionality issues. with our, let me pop open with some internal server errors, some hydration issues. Let's see, warning, and I think this is related to the modal. So let's see. Folks, this has been an amazing episode though. Thank you for watching. Thank you. Let's see, collecting, it's building. Look at that, and it builds. So all of our lambdas, nice. Okay, our deltas. Okay, sweet. So it built, and then at the end of all that command, we still run dev again. So we don't have to do anything. That command does like 5 different things. So it'll lent, type check, build, push. It literally adds to our GitHub environment, like our GitHub staging area, commits the code with a message, and then pushes, and then restarts the server. It does so much. So it's a really powerful command. And I forget which episode we built that in. It was definitely certainly one of the earlier ones. But yeah, that was a beautiful thing there. So we're getting back to cleaning up the code base. Let's see where our error is coming from. I have a feeling it's coming from our task store, because we made some adjustments here with the local host. So let's see. Internal server error. I don't know necessarily what this is. This seems like a simple issue, but Axios bad request, bad response, internal server error. Response 500, internal server error for did we delete too much is the question. Localhost 3000. HTTP localhost 3000, correct? HTTP localhost 3000, yeah. So that's just our dummy environment right now, right? Or our dummy URL. Launch in 3000. Does it need to be something different? Should we do 3001? See if that... Oh, you know what? I wonder if we have other stores real quick. Because the other thing I wanted to do today was actually build out these other stores and start looking at users. I know that's going to be kind of a big thing for us. So let's try 3001. Boom. See if we can do that, or we'll flip it to port 8080 if we want to get all proper on them, you know what I mean? Let's see if that fixes our application. Could just be a simple thing like that. But I thought you run everything on the same port. That was my thought of it, right? Unless we're not connecting. So we have some clerk instance issues, clerk context provider, network error, because we're doing like 5 different fetches for 4 different components, right? We have a fetch here, we have a fetch here, we have a fetch here, and a fetch here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Each child should have a unique key property, base completed task. That's a simple error. I guess we don't have that. Base completed task. Where is that? Exported. Oh, I see. We never renamed that to base project. Percentage, I think, right? Okay, so what was the error for here? We have a dot map without the right keys. Let's see, dot map. Oh, looks like this is the guilty one. No, they have it here. And let's even do project name here. Boom. Okay. Maybe again, it needs to be on the parent element because it just does, you know? So if that's the case, let's go ahead and do that here. And yep, looks like we can get rid of this. And we'll go ahead and close the div. Maybe it's something simple like that, right? Let's try this. Boom. Get rid of that one. And get rid of this one. Let's see if it just gets rid of that warning for us. I think it will. We're still dealing just with the database fetch. Is that going to be the last one? So it looks like there's some Axios errors across the board. I wonder if we need to npx Prisma generate, which is going to regenerate our Prisma schema and file. There were some changes made there, so I do believe that could be one of the potential causes. So it's regenerating our Prisma schema as we speak, and we're restarting the server. And let's see, that would be an amazing fix. That would be beautiful, right? It would be easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right, let's see. Let's see, right? Let's see. Come on. While that's all loading, we'll close some of these columns and we'll think about how we want to build the users. So I want to generate a user ID, but I want it to be the same user ID as the clerk user ID, I think. Let's see, does that work? Chunk load issue? Uh-oh. We're breaking stuff, folks. Overall, not a number. Okay. That's going to be something I need to look into then behind the scenes. Maybe even wrap this episode up now. It's kind of a quick debugging episode. So yeah, let me wrap this episode up now. For those of you on the Code Chronicles new to it, typically we're building a little bit more fun stuff, new challenges. Last time we did a bar chart component. I would highly recommend checking out those episodes. They're pretty good. I enjoy them a lot. Obviously, we're having some bugs, so I'm not going to bore you guys and have you guys walk through them. I'll figure them out and then talk about them on the entry of the next episode. But initially, thank you so much for watching. Let's wrap it up here today. I thought combining the split environment and figuring out some stuff around there wouldn't have done this much damage. But out of it, we did at least get to clean up the code quality pretty quickly and pretty effectively with our push command, right? So that's the good news, is all of our code base is now cleaned up and linted and type checked, and we know it builds with exception of the Axios fetch errors. But that's kind of, I think it's something simple. I really don't think it's a huge thing. But I do need to look into the environment stuff and deal with all these more privatized stuff. So I don't want to dox those keys and have to change them down the road. I'd rather just maintain privacy now. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I will figure this bug out, and then we will pop open a new episode and we'll keep the ball rolling. So thanks again. Cheers. I will see you on the next one.